If you feel hungry all the time, even after eating, or if your cravings hit suddenly and feel impossible to control, the issue is not your willpower. It's your hunger hormone sending the wrong signals. This hormone, called ghrelin, tells your brain when to eat, how hungry you feel, and even what kinds of foods you crave. But stress, poor sleep, unbalanced meals, dieting, and hormone changes after 35 can push ghrelin out of rhythm, making your appetite louder, your cravings stronger, and your blood sugar less stable. In this video, you'll learn how ghrelin works, why it becomes unbalanced, and the natural, doctor-approved habits that can quiet cravings, stabilize hunger, and help you feel in control of your appetite again without extreme dieting or restriction. Ghrelin, the hunger signal. Your body sends, and why it feels stronger now. If you feel hungry even after eating, if cravings hit suddenly and intensely, or if your appetite feels unpredictable, you're not imagining it, this is your hunger hormone, ghrelin, speaking. And when ghrelin becomes louder, cravings become harder to control, willpower drops, and emotional eating skyrockets. This isn't a discipline problem, it's hormone communication. What ghrelin actually does in your body. Ghrelin is known as your hunger starter. It is produced mainly in your stomach and sends a signal directly to your brain that says, "I need food now." Its job is to trigger appetite, make food taste more rewarding, motivate you to eat, slow metabolism to conserve energy, prepare your body to store fat when needed. When ghrelin rises, cravings feel urgent. When it's balanced, hunger becomes calm and predictable. Why ghrelin becomes stronger in women, especially after 35. Women experience more ghrelin sensitivity due to fluctuating estrogen, declining progesterone, stress-driven cortisol spikes, irregular sleep, blood sugar dips, undereating or dieting, inconsistent meal timing. This makes appetite feel unpredictable, hungrier some days, not hungry others, and suddenly craving sugar before your period. Signs your ghrelin is out of balance. These symptoms reveal your hunger hormone is too active, feeling hungry again within 1 to 2 hours of eating. Strong cravings at night, intense PMS hunger, emotional or stress eating, wanting sugar or carbs suddenly, overeating when stressed or tired, losing control around snacks, waking up ravenous, skipping meals, then binge eating later. This is ghrelin, not lack of discipline. Why dieting makes ghrelin rise even more. When you cut calories too much or skip meals, your body panics. It increases ghrelin to protect you. This leads to rebound hunger, slowed metabolism, stronger cravings, more belly fat storage. The harder you try to restrict food, the louder ghrelin becomes. The brain-stomach connection. Why ghrelin drives cravings. Ghrelin activates your brain's reward center, the same area that lights up with pleasure or excitement. This is why hunger doesn't just say eat. It says, eat something comforting, sugary, carby, or salty, now. When ghrelin surges, your brain becomes wired to seek foods that boost dopamine. Ghrelin is the master switch that controls hunger and cravings. When it's balanced, you feel satisfied and in control. When it's overactive, cravings feel overwhelming. Understanding this hormone is the first step to calming appetite, reducing emotional eating, and regaining power over cravings naturally. Why stress, sleep, and blood sugar make ghrelin even stronger. If you've ever wondered why your cravings explode during stressful weeks, why do you feel hungrier after a poor night's sleep? Or why do you crave sugar when your blood sugar drops? There's one hormone behind all of it, ghrelin, your body's hunger accelerator. And the truth is, stress, sleep loss, and blood sugar swings don't just influence ghrelin, they supercharge it. When these three factors get out of balance, ghrelin becomes louder, stronger, and harder to ignore. How stress makes ghrelin spike. Stress triggers cortisol, your body's survival hormone. But cortisol doesn't work alone, it directly increases ghrelin. Here's what that means in daily life. High stress, higher ghrelin. Higher ghrelin, stronger cravings. Stronger cravings, more emotional eating. Emotional eating, bigger blood sugar swings, more ghrelin. This is why stressful days often end with overeating or late-night snacking. Your biology is driving the behavior. Stress also slows digestion, making you feel empty even when you're not physically hungry. Key signs stress-driven ghrelin is high craving comfort foods, hunger right after eating, irritability when hungry, stress snacking, difficulty stopping once you start eating. Why poor sleep makes ghrelin surge. One night of poor sleep can raise ghrelin levels by up to 30%. That means you eat more the next day. Cravings feel urgent, hunger feels stronger and harder to control. You choose more sugary or carb-heavy foods. Your body stores more fat because cortisol rises too. Sleep isn't just rest, it's hormone regulation. When sleep drops, ghrelin rises automatically. Why this happens? During deep sleep, your body suppresses ghrelin and increases leptin, your fullness hormone. When you don't get enough deep sleep, this balance breaks. Blood sugar swings, the silent trigger that makes ghrelin louder. If you regularly skip meals, eat sugar-heavy snacks, or go long hours without food, your blood sugar spikes, then crashes. During a crash, your brain panics and increases ghrelin so you'll raise blood sugar quickly, usually through cravings for sugar, bread, pasta, pastries, snacks. This isn't lack of discipline. It's your brain trying to protect you from low glucose. Every crash, higher ghrelin, stronger appetite, more cravings. This is also why emotional hunger and physical hunger can feel identical. The ghrelin loop. How all three work together. Stress, less sleep, higher cortisol, blood sugar swings, even more ghrelin. This loop is why cravings feel uncontrollable when life gets busy or overwhelming. Your body is amplifying hunger at every level. How to calm stress-driven ghrelin. Naturally. 1. Eat balanced meals, protein plus fiber plus healthy fats. This stabilizes blood sugar and reduces the sharp ghrelin spikes. 2. Don't skip breakfast. Skipping meals makes ghrelin surge for the rest of the day. 3. Improve sleep quality. Go to bed at a consistent time, plus reduce screens before bed. 4. Use micro-stress resets. 2 minutes of slow breathing can reduce cortisol enough to lower ghrelin. 5. Add magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium supports calmer stress hormones and better sleep. 6. Reduce caffeine on an empty stomach. This prevents cortisol-driven hunger spikes. Stress, poor sleep, and unstable blood sugar don't just increase cravings, they make ghrelin louder and more powerful. When you stabilize these 3 pillars, your hunger finally becomes predictable, manageable, and aligned with your body's real needs, not driven by stress or survival signals. Blood sugar and cravings, the insulin-ghrelin connection. No one talks about. If you've ever felt, I just ate, why am I hungry again? That's not lack of willpower. That's ghrelin, your hunger hormone, reacting to unstable blood sugar. And here's the part almost no one explains. Every time your blood sugar spikes and crashes, your body releases more ghrelin, making cravings stronger, faster, and harder to control. Most women try to fix cravings with discipline, but the real solution is stabilizing the insulin-ghrelin connection happening inside your metabolism. How blood sugar controls hunger, not your mind. Your body is constantly balancing 2 hormones. Insulin stores and lowers blood sugar. Ghrelin increases hunger. When blood sugar swings too high or too low, ghrelin gets triggered automatically. Here's the cycle. 1. Blood sugar spike, insulin surge. This happens after sugary breakfasts, coffee on an empty stomach, pastries, bread, cereal. Skipping breakfast, then overeating later. Insulin rises quickly to push sugar into the cells. You feel brief energy, brief satisfaction, but it doesn't last. 2. Insulin drops too fast. Ghrelin rises. Your body now thinks, we lose fuel too quickly, increase hunger immediately. Ghrelin shoots up, causing cravings for carbs, sudden hunger, emotional eating, energy crashes, irritability. This is why a sugary or carb-only breakfast creates a full day of cravings. 3. The worse the crash, the stronger the craving. A big insulin spike equals a bigger crash. A bigger crash equals a bigger ghrelin surge. This is the real reason why. Dieting increases cravings. Skipping meals intensifies hunger. Eating clean but too little backfires. Weight loss becomes harder as women age. It's not lack of discipline, it's hormone chemistry. The other side of the story, low blood sugar, also increases ghrelin. Long gaps between meals cause blood sugar to fall. Your body responds with a survival signal. Eat now, preferably sugar for quick fuel. Low blood sugar also triggers anxiety, shaking, irritability, hangry, dizziness, sudden urge to overeat. This is pure physiology. Why this becomes worse. After 35 to 40. Estrogen and progesterone help stabilize insulin. When they start fluctuating, blood sugar becomes more sensitive. Insulin spikes faster, crashes hit harder. Ghrelin becomes louder. This is why cravings worsen in perimenopause, even without big diet changes. How to break the insulin-ghrelin craving cycle. 1. Eat protein. Within 60 to 90 minutes of waking. Protein lowers ghrelin naturally and stabilizes insulin. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. 2. Never drink coffee on an empty stomach. Caffeine spikes cortisol, cortisol spikes blood sugar, insulin crashes, ghrelin rises. This creates the coffee then cravings pattern. Eat first, coffee second. 3. Build hunger-stable meals. Protein plus fiber plus fats. This slows digestion and prevents insulin surges. Examples: eggs plus avocado, Greek yogurt plus chia seeds, lentils plus veggies plus olive oil, chicken plus quinoa plus greens. Balanced meals equals stable insulin equals lower ghrelin. 4. Stop skipping meals. Long fasting windows often backfire for women because ghrelin rebounds aggressively. Better, eat every 3 to 4 hours. 5. Add a 10-minute walk after meals. This lowers insulin quickly, preventing the crash arrow craving cycle. Ghrelin isn't the enemy, blood sugar instability is. When insulin spikes and crashes, ghrelin rises and makes cravings feel uncontrollable. When meals are balanced, morning caffeine is timed right, and stress is lower, ghrelin finally quiets and cravings fade naturally, without force or restriction. Why women over 35 feel hungrier. Estrogen, leptin, and metabolism changes. If you've noticed that your hunger feels stronger after 35, cravings hit harder, fullness doesn't last as long, or you feel hungrier during certain parts of your cycle, it's not a lack of discipline. Your hormones are changing the way your hunger signals work, and the two biggest hormones involved are estrogen and leptin, the hormone that tells your brain you're full. Women over 35 often experience shifts in metabolism, appetite, and cravings long before perimenopause begins, and understanding why this happens is the key to regaining control. Estrogen, the hormone that quietly controls hunger. Estrogen plays a major role in appetite regulation, satiety, feeling full, cravings, blood sugar stability, energy levels. When estrogen is steady, appetite stays stable. But after 35, estrogen becomes more unpredictable, rising sharply during one cycle, dropping suddenly the next. This creates hunger swings, especially in the second half of your cycle. When estrogen is low, you may notice increased hunger, stronger cravings, emotional eating, difficulty feeling full, desire for high-carb foods, nighttime snacking, lower energy, more appetite signals. Low estrogen reduces serotonin and increases cortisol, both of which amplify hunger. Leptin, the fullness hormone, that becomes weaker over time. Leptin is the hormone that communicates satiety to your brain. When leptin works well, you eat until satisfied. When leptin becomes weaker, a condition called leptin resistance, your brain never receives the "I'm full" message. Women over 35 are more prone to leptin resistance due to chronic stress, sleep disruption, blood sugar spikes, inflammation, hormonal fluctuations, undereating or extreme dieting, perimenopausal estrogen swings. This is why you may feel hungry shortly after eating or crave snacks at night. Why metabolism slows after 35. Your metabolism changes with age, but not for the reasons most women think. Key factors include estrogen decline reduces muscle retention, progesterone fluctuations change water weight and fullness signals, lower thyroid activation slows energy use, insulin becomes more sensitive to meals, cortisol becomes more reactive. These hormonal changes lower your metabolic flexibility, making hunger feel sharper and cravings more emotional. Cycle phase matters. Hunger often increases after ovulation. During the luteal phase, the 10 to 14 days before your period, estrogen drops, progesterone rises, metabolic rate increases slightly. Serotonin dips. Blood sugar becomes less stable. This is the phase where many women say, "I just can't stop eating." But it's hormonal biology, not lack of self-control. Your body needs more energy and sends stronger hunger signals. Why women feel hungrier under stress. Stress impacts women differently than men. When cortisol rises, ghrelin increases, leptin sensitivity drops, blood sugar becomes unstable, cravings intensify, emotional hunger grows. This is why stress eating becomes more common after 35. How to reduce hunger hormone imbalances. You can't stop estrogen from shifting, but you can stabilize the hormones that regulate appetite. 1. Eat protein at every meal, especially breakfast. Reduces ghrelin and improves leptin response. 2. Balance blood sugar. Add fiber plus protein plus healthy fats to every meal. 3. Manage stress through micro breaks. Even 1 to 2 minutes of slow breathing lowers ghrelin. 4. Sleep 7 to 9 hours consistently. Sleep loss increases ghrelin by up to 30%. 5. Avoid extreme diets or skipping meals. They weaken leptin and increase hunger long term. 6. Strength train 2 to 4 times per week. Builds muscle, boosts metabolism, and improves leptin sensitivity. Women over 35 experience real hormonal changes that amplify hunger, weaken fullness signals, and increase cravings. Estrogen fluctuations, leptin resistance, stress, and metabolic shifts all play a role. By supporting these hormones with steady meals, better sleep, stress relief, and strength-focused movement, you can regain appetite control and feel naturally satisfied again without restriction or guilt. Meals, timing, and daily habits that keep hunger hormones stable. If you feel hungry even after eating. If cravings strike out of nowhere. If your appetite changes dramatically throughout the day, it's not a lack of willpower. It's your hunger hormones reacting to your daily habits, especially ghrelin, leptin, insulin, and cortisol. The good news? Small, consistent changes in when and how you eat can dramatically stabilize hunger and reduce cravings naturally. Why meal timing matters more than you think. Your hunger hormones follow a rhythm. When you skip meals, eat chaotically, or rely on snacks instead of balanced meals, this rhythm becomes unstable. causing ghrelin, your I'm hungry hormone, to spike unpredictably. A stable eating pattern equals stable ghrelin. 1. Eat within 1 to 2 hours of waking. Skipping breakfast or delaying food increases cortisol, which triggers ghrelin to rise sooner and stronger. Women who eat a protein-rich breakfast usually experience fewer cravings later, steady energy, reduced evening hunger, better insulin control. A balanced morning meal sets your hunger hormones for the rest of the day. 2. Prioritize protein at every meal. Protein is the most powerful nutrient for hunger control. It lowers ghrelin and raises leptin, the hormone that says, I'm full. Aim for eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, chicken or fish, lentils, beans, cottage cheese. Research shows that even adding 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal can reduce cravings by over 50%. 3. Build meals with protein plus fiber plus healthy fats. This trio slows digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and prevents ghrelin from spiking. Examples: salmon plus veggies plus quinoa, Greek yogurt plus berries plus chia, lentil soup plus avocado, whole grain toast plus eggs plus greens. When blood sugar stays stable, hunger does too. 4. Don't let yourself get overhungry. Going too long without eating triggers cortisol spikes, insulin swings, overeating later, emotional cravings. Most women thrive with a meal rhythm of every 4 to 5 hours. If needed, use a small snack between meals: nuts, a boiled egg, hummus plus veggies, apple plus peanut butter. Snacking isn't the enemy, chaotic snacking is. 5. Eat a balanced afternoon meal to prevent evening cravings. Evening overeating is often caused by too little protein earlier, blood sugar dips, stress plus fatigue, skipping lunch. A strong lunch reduces nighttime hunger dramatically. 6. Hydrate throughout the day. Mild dehydration activates hunger hormones because the brain confuses thirst with hunger. Drink water consistently, not just when you feel thirsty. 7. Protect your sleep window. Poor sleep raises ghrelin and lowers leptin the very next day. Even one night of bad sleep makes cravings much harder to control. Your hunger tomorrow depends on how you sleep tonight. 8. Add light movement after meals. A 10-minute walk improves insulin response and reduces hunger signals later in the day. Movement isn't for calorie burn, it's for hormone regulation. Your hunger isn't random, it follows the rhythm of your meals, your sleep, your stress, and your daily patterns. With balanced meals, protein-rich breakfasts, steady timing, and simple lifestyle habits, you can retrain your hunger hormones so they work with you instead of against you. Cravings ease, overeating fades, and your appetite becomes predictable and calm. Your daily hunger hormone reset plan. Ghrelin may be the hormone that triggers hunger, but it doesn't have to control your day, your cravings, or your relationship with food. When you understand how ghrelin responds to structure, rhythm, sleep, stress, and nourishment, you can create a routine that naturally calms your appetite, reduces overeating, and keeps your energy steady. This penultimate section gives you a simple, realistic, doctor-approved daily plan designed specifically for women, especially those over 35, whose hunger hormones have become more sensitive. This is not a diet, it's a hormone-friendly structure that teaches your body when to expect food, how to stay full longer, and how to avoid the highs and lows that make cravings overwhelming. Morning, set your ghrelin rhythm. Immediately. Ghrelin spikes highest in the morning, and what you do in the first hour dramatically shapes your hunger for the rest of the day. 1. Eat within 60 to 90 minutes of waking. A meal with protein plus fiber plus healthy fats reduces ghrelin for hours. Examples: eggs plus avocado, Greek yogurt plus chia plus berries, tofu scramble, or salmon with greens. 2. Avoid caffeine before food. Coffee on an empty stomach increases ghrelin, spikes cortisol, and triggers cravings mid-morning. 3. Get 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight. Light exposure helps set your hunger-satiety rhythm and reduces emotional eating throughout the day. Midday, stabilize blood sugar to prevent afternoon cravings. Hunger spikes aren't random. They're often low blood sugar or cortisol responses disguised as cravings. 1. Build your lunch with protein first. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams. Protein lowers ghrelin and improves insulin response. 2. Add color plus fiber. Vegetables, beans, berries, lentils, sweet potatoes, these slow digestion and reduce mid-afternoon hunger. 3. Walk for 10 minutes after eating. This simple habit stabilizes insulin and reduces cravings for the next 3 to 4 hours. 4. Hydrate consistently. Mild dehydration increases perceived hunger and increases ghrelin signals. Evening, stop the late-night hunger cycle. Women over 35 often feel hungrier at night because of hormone-driven shifts in leptin, estrogen, and cortisol. 1. Eat a balanced dinner. Protein plus fiber plus healthy fats plus a complex carb, quinoa, sweet potato, lentils, stabilizes your hunger overnight. 2. Avoid very late dinners. Eating too close to bedtime increases nighttime ghrelin and disrupts leptin, the fullness hormone. 3. Reduce overstimulation. Screens, bright light, and late-night stress make ghrelin stronger and trigger emotional eating. 4. Prioritize a wind-down routine. Cool lighting, stretching, or light reading. Calm cortisol, and cortisol control is hunger control. All-day hormone support, reduce stress, improve sleep, and restore satiety signals. 1. Stress reset moments. 2 to 3 times daily, pause for 60 seconds and breathe slowly. Calming cortisol reduces ghrelin intensity. 2. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. Poor sleep increases ghrelin by up to 30%, making cravings harder to resist. 3. Stop skipping meals. Long gaps between meals raise cortisol, which raises ghrelin, which triggers binge eating. 4. Add magnesium-rich foods. Spinach, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and dark chocolate, moderation, calm the hunger-stress cycle. This daily ghrelin reset plan is not about restriction, it's about predictability, which is what hunger hormones crave the most. When you support your body with steady meals, balanced nutrients, morning light, calmer evenings, and stress-aware habits, ghrelin stops shouting for food all day. You feel fuller longer, cravings weaken, emotional eating becomes easier to control, and your metabolism finally works with you instead of against you. Conclusion. Your hunger isn't a lack of willpower, it's a hormonal message, especially from ghrelin, insulin, leptin, and the stress signals that shape how your appetite behaves. When these hormones fall out of sync, cravings feel louder, meals feel less satisfying, and hunger appears at the wrong times. But with steady habits, balanced meals, better sleep, and calmer daily rhythms, you can retrain your hunger hormones to work with you, not against you. Small, consistent changes can quiet cravings, stabilize appetite, and restore a sense of control around food again, naturally and without restriction. This video is educational only and not medical advice. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.